Hey, what is up guys? Bo HD here from PhoneDog.com. For those of you looking for a sub $150 smartphone for Metro by T-Mobile, look no further than the Coolpad Legacy. This phone costs just $130 outright, but can actually be picked up for even less. You can buy it for about $30 if you sign up for a $50 or higher rate plan. Just throwing that out there, you can save even more money if you sign up for Metro. But what makes this phone unique? Why are we even talking about this budget smartphone on a channel that covers predominantly flagship smartphones? Well, I think perspective is everything, and it's important to cover ultra affordable phones to see if the ultra expensive phones are really worth it. The Coolpad Legacy's key feature is its longer than average battery life, thanks to the 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Since it's powering a massive 6.36-inch 2160 by 1080 resolution display, the battery capacity really should be on the large side. Thankfully, it is. The 4,000 milliamp hour battery should be long enough to power the display for a full day with enough juice left over to keep you from burning a hole in your stomach, because you won't be so worried about a charger when you're out at a bar and you used Uber as your transportation. I think we've all been there. I have 2 ulcers right now. My gastroenterologist knows about it. It's cool. But I just wanted to mention that in case, there's other people out there that might be developing ulcers like I am. Anywho, what's also neat about this is that it uses Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3.0 technology to rapidly charge up the battery to 50% in about 30 minutes. So big battery, fast charging, that's pretty nice. The build quality is also not bad, consisting of glass and plastic materials. At a glance, it doesn't look like a budget smartphone. It has a faux metal frame with a Gorilla Glass 3 panel on the front and reflective plastic panel on the back that looks and honestly feels like glass. It even has a micro SD card slot for expandable storage, NFC, a USB-C port, and to get this, it has a 3.5mm headphone jack. We also have a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner that's certainly not the quickest scanner I've used, but it unlocks the phone consistently. The bottom-facing speaker on this phone isn't something I'd want to listen to for long periods of time, but I've heard worse, and it performs as expected for a phone of this price. Its placement isn't ideal, but it's way better than being on the rear of the phone. Powering the Legacy on, we'll see this phone is running Android 9.0 Pie, and a fairly light skin on top of it. It's interesting because the settings drawer, notification panel, and even the app drawer are all very stock Android-esque. But there are some Metro by T-Mobile pre-installed apps, some custom app icons, and the Google Now home screen has been modified to include a Metro tab that has various news and videos. I've never seen that before. It's kind of weird. Thankfully though, aside from these changes, the phone looks and navigates well. It's being powered by a 1.8 GHz octa-core Snapdragon 450 processor with 3 GB of RAM, and it's able to handle social media apps and utility apps just fine. Where it will really show its limitations is in the gaming department. Arcade games will run just fine, but more graphically intensive RPGs and battle royale games will have difficulties running smooth on here. On the rear, we have a 16 megapixel main camera sensor paired with a 5 megapixel sensor to help capture depth information for the portrait mode, which actually blurs fairly well but does tend to overexpose subjects. In well-lit environments, the main sensor can capture good results with plenty of detail and bokeh, but low-light images will result in a fair amount of noise, and subjects with bright reflective whites or other colors will tend to be overexposed. There's also a 13 megapixel front-facing camera, but I couldn't get it to focus at all, resulting in terribly blurred photos. Hopefully this can be fixed in a future software update. So as you can see, the front-facing camera is terrible and the sound quality isn't much better. I also wanted to take the opportunity to mention that I just dropped this phone in the toilet a second ago, and I managed to pick it out really fast, but it seems to be working, so that's good, right? So aside from the cameras, there's actually a lot to like about this phone. It's got a big, beautiful display with a large battery to help keep it powered on for a full day's worth of use, a premium appearance, and a price that you just really can't beat. If you're in the market for a new Metro by T-Mobile smartphone, you should look into the Coolpad Legacy. I'll place a link down below in the description if you're interested in picking one up for yourself. As always, I'm BoHD from PhoneDog.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you right back here in the next one. See ya.